Well, good morning, everyone. Let's take our Bibles to Psalm 16 for our Sunday morning recap. And let me just give you the title of the recap, The Believer's True Source of Strength. And if you were with us yesterday, you heard me talk about the fact that this psalm comes with a title. It's called a Miktam of David, which is a poem. But in most cases, this kind of title that is given by one of the Psalms that David writes, it's really meant to be understood as one that you should post somewhere, engrave on a pillar, or maybe have etched into a gold plate and mounted somewhere. Like we might take a print of a verse and put it on a wall in our home. And this one's one to be remembered. And so listen to just verse number 1. And let me just kind of throw some stuff out to you from our Sunday morning worship service. The very first verse says this: "Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust." And that's the prayer that David gives at the beginning of all this information he's going to give us about what it means to have a good, strong, and vital relationship with the Lord that would be considered one that is of a trust, a genuine trust for the Lord. And so on Sunday, we were blessed with a view into a few things that David had yielded his life to when it comes to the Lord that have paid off in some obvious and desired ways. That's key. These things were paying off for David. These things had produced something that anyone would desire. And so it all hinged, however, on the fact that he, or what he trusts, or better said, who he trusts in. And so notice, like I said, verse number 1 tells us that his trust is in the Lord. He has all of his trust in him. And so, but then he quickly makes sure that we know that before we talk about success or blessings, be sure to understand that this circumstance, this preservation, this circumstance between him and the Lord, and the quality of his relationship wasn't based on how good David was, and how strong he was, or how talented he was. This was all based on the Lord. And so he made sure we understood that it was because God was so good to him. And in the process of putting his trust in the Lord, he had eliminated all the things that would compete or have God withhold from him the great blessings that he had. And he wanted to make sure that if God was going to be his trust and God was going to be doing the preserving, that he didn't want to dishonor God. He wanted to honor God with his life. And I think most of us, we struggle with stopping in our honoring of ourselves, or to promote ourselves, or to chase our own dreams and all our own things. David said, I'll do whatever it is that you want for me to do. And then he said, when I did that, these are the blessings that were flowing in my life. And that's what the whole psalm is about. And so, like I said, he eliminated the things that dishonored God. And that's when the benefits really begin to roll in. Obeying God has him watching really over our future. When we're obeying God, it puts him on the watch for the key points of our future. And as we yield, the paths of our lives become the best they could be. His counsel is always right. And when I choose his ways, his strength is with me. But really, verse number 11 is where the real results, where the good stuff really begins to show. And it shows so much better than anything our world offers or our flesh might even crave. Listen to verse number 11. It says, "Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand are pleasures evermore." Did you catch that? You will show me the paths of life. Think about this. When we say, okay, God, I trust you. Whatever you say, that's what I'm going to do. Whatever you say not to do, I'm going to stop doing that. Whatever it is that you want, that's what I'm going to be about. That's when the real path of life opens up. And when we're on that path, we experience fullness of joy because we can tell we're living in the absolute presence of God. We don't have to wait till later to be in the presence of God. We have that option before us right now. And look at this last one. He says, at thy right hand there are pleasures evermore. I think that's what we're all hoping for, right? That we would somehow end up in the good life, where life is just all pleasing and good. Well, that's what's up for grabs for the person that will put their full trust in the Lord. And so, listen, the believer's true source of strength is totally yielding to the Lord and living within the confines of what God has stated as genuine life. Hope that helps. Enjoy a wonderful start to your week.